How's everybody doing today? So today I just wanted to discuss a topic. One thing I kind of realized with real estate investing, a lot of investors, the successful ones, or much of the successful people in real estate, they take on a lot of debt. So Ben Mall, which is very successful, he's on YouTube. He does a lot of commercial deals. He buys shopping malls. He buys, let's say, heavy units. I've seen his son do a new construction, buy land and build a shopping center there. So I've kind of seen him be very successful. I think he's legit. As far as I know, he's always out there from location doing deals. And when he does speak and when he does show you the things he's doing, it sounds very concise, accurate, and it doesn't feel like he's pulling punches, and it really seems like he's doing work. I'm not sure how much of his money comes from selling information or coaching or selling third party products or from the YouTube channel and how much he's really making. But one concept I realize is that everyone takes on a lot of debt. So when we're looking at making money in real estate, there has to be a consensus toward making small time money versus making large amounts of money. When you're building, flipping, you might want to use your own personal loans. But in reality, a lot of people do this strategy of using a 1031 exchange. So, as far as I understand it right now, a 1031 exchange is you buy a property and you are going to sell it. So, you've renovated it or you've done the things that you would like to do to the property, and it's gotten up in value, you're ready to sell it, you're going to make some profit. So now you're going to sell this property, but using the money from this property, you're going to buy another property. So if your property sold for 1 million or less, right? No, if your property, let's say, is worth $1 million, you have to buy another property that's worth 1 million or more, because what you want is all of that equity, all that profit to be sunk into another property. You don't want to leave any profit there, right? So when you buy that next property, the next property is going to be worth either 1 million, 2 million, 10 million. Now understand, real estate a lot of times you only need 20% of the value, or sometimes even 10%. In some cases, you might not need it. So you could buy possibly at 20% a $5 million property now, or a $10 million property, using that $1 million worth of profit that you theoretically have in this property. But what about your money? Now you're thinking, I need to make money. I need to make my cash flow to pay my daily bills, my personal expenditure. So what Ben Wall does, a very, very kind of very smart thing that he's able to do. He's able to now say, wait, hold on. I'm going to sell this property at 1 million. So let's say I have $500,000 invested in the property. It has $500,000 worth of equity. What he does at that point, he takes another loan out against that $500,000 worth of equity. That goes into his bank account. That becomes a loan. Therefore, he pays no interest on that loan. He might pay transaction costs or whatever cost it takes to create that loan, whether that's a HELOC. I'm not sure what form he's taking that loan in. So that loan now becomes his spending. Now that loan is never taxed. It's come to him $500,000 of income, and it's not taxed. That's pretty amazing when you look at it. In actuality, if you did make profit from a sale, you could possibly pay 14% in some cases on capital gains of any profit you take from a sale. But in this situation, before he sells a property, he's going to take that 1 million, right? He's going to buy another property, basically selling his property to someone else who's going to give him the 1 million. And that 1 million is going to go toward the next property, which he buys for 5 million, right? So I'm still kind of working out the logic here. So he buys something for, he has a property, let's say, has $1 million worth of equity. He takes a loan out for 1 million. Now he has no equity. He sells the property for 1 million. or more, I guess 1 million, and then he gets that debt cleared, right? That would give him 1 million to as a loan back to him. And then he sells the property to, then he buys another property with that money. He gets a 5 million. So I guess there's a little, some part I don't get understand here. So you have $1 million here and you want to buy another property that's 5 million. You need to sell this, take that 1 million and put it into this second property in a 1031 exchange from here to here, and you'll pay no taxes. But I think once it goes from here to here, and this property is now purchased using this profit, right? Now this property here has that 1 million plus 4 million, which is possibly a 5 million. And I think what he's doing is he takes the loan here and starts using it as money, and this part here that's remaining, his remaining loan, he's using it, he's has to pay that off. That part I still don't understand, but he said he's always done this, and I'm missing some points here, but eventually this is how I think real estate is done, where you're taking on large amounts of debt, and what that, in America, what really they want is money to circulate and to be paid out to multiple parties. So you're trying to make money on the transaction. If you yourself is the only one that's profiting from the transaction, it's going to be the most difficult, hardest sale over the long run, and the hardest to make the largest amount of money. So when you think of profiting in the real estate business, if you have $100,000 house, you sell it, you might be able to do that yourself. It's a small house, you might be able to handle the work, right? And you'll make the lion's share of the return. Now, if you get contractors involved, you get a loan real estate agent involved, right? You could possibly still take a good chunk, but now you have to pay people. But in the larger projects, you're going to have venture capitalists, you're going to have banks, other people have to be involved to finance the deal. And at the same time, projects like that in America have a lot of intermediaries, right? You have architects, surveyors, you have the county, you have people that can stop you at any time within the process who are stakeholders, county officials, right? They all have investors who like to take your money, like to nickel and dime you and bleed you to death, because it is a tough game out there. So when you do these large deals, you have to take large loans, and these large loans, you're taking a slice off that loan for your personal expenses. So if you have $100 million deal, or you own $400 million of property, you might get a small slice of each property that ends up being a huge amount of money in order to finance your personal expenses. So we want to first think about kind of where you want to position yourself in real estate. And I think a big part of it is networking with city officials, networking with investors, real estate officials, people who own real estate, people who own brokers, really starting a conversation with them somehow and getting them on your side. And then decide if you really want to get into it big scale, where it's really worth it, if you're ready to take on these kinds of debt and manage it, while at the same time trying to pay your personal expenses. So this is an update right now. This is kind of what I'm working on right now. I'm still trying to figure out the structure and the path forward. I've kind of reached a planning phase, the next step in my development of the real estate business, see where the next step goes. But I think really there's a one key amount of information trying to really figure out the 1031 exchange before I actually attempt it, and before I actually try to do it, to really understand the ins and outs and how it all works and what Venmo really is doing. I've watched a lot of videos, but I'm still getting kind of lost on. I get the concept from one purchase to another, but where I get lost is how you take that profit. Once you do take a loan, you're still responsible for that loan. How does that loan get paid? If you're taking a loan out for your personal expenses, right? How is that loan getting repaid? Real estate the hard way, and we'll try to make it the easy way in time, right?